I wanted to cover an example of the myESP32 daughter board, and there are a number of examples. Let me just show you what these are. Firmware, made examples, right? So currently we've got a BME 280 sensor supported, the lightning sensor supported, and a camera trigger for something like a DSLR. If I just briefly show you this, the ESP Now folder is obviously transferring sensor data using ESP Now or MQTT or a basic web query, as well as support for getting and setting values from an external source. Because this example is working with the mySQM Plus controller to send BME 280 values to the mySQM Plus, the mySQM Plus can be an access point, or it can be a station on an existing network. So I've provided examples for each. So for example, if you were using your own Wi-Fi network, you go into here, and this would be the ESP Now code, the ESP Now code for the daughter board, as well as the code for the mySQM Plus controller. And so that's duplicated all the way through with the various examples. We used to have a lot more, but this is what we got at present. And the firmware that you will find here in these examples, in most cases it's the previous version I was working on, which hasn't been released, or a mySQM Plus code, which may be one or two revision numbers below what will appear on the website. So this is the code for the camera trigger for the ESP. This works in standalone mode. So I've gone in and I've modified the index file. Obviously this is the index file, and I've modified the myESP32DB code itself to support what I'm doing here. So basically, let me just pull up this one. Right, so this is what we've got. We've got a myESP32DB controller, and I'm using, in this particular case, just a shutter. I'm not worried about the focus, because you'd probably run that by a different way, and you wouldn't want to do autofocus when you're trying to do astrophotography. That don't make no sense. So in this particular case, I've connected it to relay 2, and we can connect it up to my cable, which runs from a Canon EOS into here, and this is the relay which is being operated on. So I'm using this relay board with the my relay 2. This is the web page for the controller. Currently it's idle, and the duration is specified in seconds. So click start, you'll notice that relay 2 is going to turn on, because relay 2 is linked to the DSLR. So if I just go start like this, you notice how relay 2 came on and it's capturing. And if I went to have a look at any of the other bits and pieces like relays and pins, you'll see that yes, it's indeed on. So we'll go through, and once the 20 seconds is up, what we will expect is that relay 2, you said, just went there, it's 20 seconds has elapsed, it's now turned off. And because this is on a web interface, it means that the myESP32 daughter board can be located anywhere within Wi-Fi range of your network, so that when you're running a web browser on another machine, you can control this camera shutter without any issues whatsoever. So that's a very simple example. And as I said, we've included significant code for the BME 280 sensor as well as the AS3935 lightning sensor. So what we can talk about is that at the moment this is drawing a camera through Relay 2, but it doesn't have to be a camera, and it opens up a whole lot of new possibilities for anybody to turn around and use this in different ways. So for example, if the relay was on, a flip flap on the front of the telescope could be used to take flats. Other possible things is to turn on and off some dew heater that you've connected to your telescope, and really it's up to sort of your imagination to take what is currently here provided and apply it in a different way, because all the software and the firmware and all the examples, the source code is provided with this. It would be very easy to expand it and modify it if you know how to program to do all sorts of different things. Something that comes to mind is to implement an ESCOM driver, a safety monitor driver, so that in fact when Relay 2 is triggered, that goes into a safe or unsafe condition and reported by the ESCOM driver, safety monitor driver, and therefore you can use that to do all sorts of other things like closure, observatory brief and so on.